Driving for dollars. What is it, and how can you drive for dollars to put some extra cash in your pocket every month? Look, you and I both know that real estate is the number one tool for wealth building. And I'm going to be completely transparent with you guys. Before you go out and start driving for dollars, consider this. Real estate is not a get-rich-quick scheme. Real estate takes momentum. And what do I mean by momentum, right? Real estate requires you to be consistent on doing one or two things to build wealth over time. So today, we're going to go through and give you guys a quick tutorial on how you can potentially locate motivated sellers, how you can contact them and schedule appointments. And also I want you guys to consider teaming up with a local investor to help you fast track your success. Don't waste time and money. We're going to get a review from Brett Abamonte. Him and I are working together now, and he's going to share with you why he decided to team up with me to help fast track his career in real estate investing. So stay tuned, guys. We got some awesome content for you today. I'll see you out on the streets.
All right, now we need to get some light.
All right, guys, we are in the basement of my flip, and thought it'd be a cool idea just to show you what our project looked like near completion. Stay tuned. I'm going to be doing some content in the near future. My goal right now is to continue to educate you guys what the market looks like, what to prepare for, right? We have no idea what the economic collapse is going to look like. When velocity of money stops flowing, things are going to get a little bit crazy. So my goal is to educate you on how you can not only make more money with the time that you have, but just to be safe doing it and making sure you're connecting with the right people. So we're going to run through the numbers on this project, go through the good, the bad, the ugly. So stay tuned for that video. So without further ado, let's do a quick walkthrough and then get out and do some driving for dollars. Brett's over here checking out this house.
Fantastic, man. You're doing a great job.
Thank you, appreciate it. All right, Brett, what do we be doing today?
Driving for dollars, man.
So we're driving for dollars, and what's the goal? I don't even think we're just shooting from the hip here, but
Yeah.
What is the goal? All right, number one, why are you here today?
Why am I here?
Why are you here with me today?
Well, it's funny. I met Brett at the association meetup group. I didn't even know if I wanted to go.
Yeah.
It was, I think, like 20 degrees. I was like, I don't want to go. But what I did was I went and I met and we talked, and he said, hey, let's meet up and get a coffee. From that, I'm new. I don't really have too much experience, but I do have time, and I want to work hard. So what better than to partner with someone like Brett to learn a lot from what he does, like this house right here. And this is a perfect example.
All right, so we got to find some good lighting here. Let's bam. So why would someone like yourself, instead of trying to figure this stuff out on your own, partner with an investor who knows what they're doing? Like, what value would someone like you get out of that? Because a lot of the problems, or a lot of the issues that I have when people reach out to me is say, yeah, we'll JV on a deal.
Right.
The way you pay me is through taking an equitable position on that property.
Right.
And some people have a hard time understanding the value there, but what would you say to those people who want to get started? Like, how much value do you see in that?
It's everything, because I know you hear a lot of, the bigger wigs like Grant Cardone and things like that. They're like talking about mentors, and you could say, hey, I want 100% equity in this deal. That's great, but did you learn something from it? Because what you might do is, yeah, you get 100% equity, but you make a lot of mistakes.
Yep.
And you can learn from someone else's mistakes. Like a mistake you might make that would cost you $5,000, you can save. So I would rather lose equity in the deal and just learn from them. And also we can build a relationship where it's beneficial and help each other reach our goals, much quicker than we could do by ourselves.
And one thing I would suggest is Brett and I actually, so two Bretts here, we actually have weekly meetings every Friday. He's doing some driving for dollars and cold calling for me but we're working as a team. It's not just him working. This is literally a team effort, which I think is really important if you're looking to work with someone. It has to be a team effort. We actually had a conversation, what our vision is, what our goals are. We laid all our cards out on the table, and this relationship works is like he wants to help me get to where I want to go, and I want to help him to get where he wants to go. So if you are looking up to partner up with someone, that's extremely important to take those things into consideration, because unfortunately there are people who will use you for your time and just get rid of you and move on to the next person. So we're going to head out soon and do some driving for dollars, and basically we're going to just give you some details on what we look for when we're driving neighborhoods. You can either plan a route, or you can, if you drive a particular route every week or every day, just take note of distressed properties, and that's what we're going to show you today. Yep. We use Deal Machine to track these things. There's also Propelio, so you can check out Deal Machine and Propelio. Both of them are paid apps. You can just write down. You also did a GPS tracking.
Yeah, so
that was free.
Yeah, there's different ways to do it. Deal Machine is if you're just driving a random neighborhood and you're like, oh, that house looks good, and we'll show you.
My arm's hurting.
Like. Yeah. So if you're driving a random neighborhood, we'll show you what to look for and say, oh, that looks like a good property. But if you're driving a specified route, like you did a list and you want to go drive it, there's an app called Route for Me, Route the number 4Me, and what it'll actually do is you put all the addresses in, and what it'll do is it'll give you the most optimized route to save you gas, time.
And the important thing there too is the best use of your time. So you're planning that route, and it's free. Yep. So you can stop at that home and take a photo of it, which that's how these other Driving for Dollars apps works, is you're taking a photo, driving on to the next one. So that's what we're going to do today. And again, just get specific on the details on what to look for. Yeah. We'll even walk outside here and show you how ugly my house is on the outside, or at least some of the areas that you can pay attention to when you're doing some Driving for Dollars.
Definitely.
All right, guys, so we're outside. We're at our flip right now, and I'm going to turn the camera around and just show you guys a couple things. And before we started on this property, it actually looks way better than it did. The whole left side of the home was overgrown with trees. We're going to turn this around here. But all the trees in the front right here were overgrown. The whole front, the bushes outside were a disaster. And one thing you can look at too is like this driveway needs a little bit of work right here. This tree in the back was overgrown over the side of the house. The roof isn't in bad shape, but if you see a driveway like this, you want to take note of that. Even like a crooked mailbox. So all these trees right here were overgrown. I don't know if you can see from the video, but this whole side of the house was covered in trees, and they were actually over the home. The gutters were falling down. We still have to do some exterior work, paint the gutters. Even all these trees in the back, we had to trim down. Everything was overgrown completely in the backyard. You can't see that from the street, but you can see these ones right here. And again, this whole side of the house right here was covered in gutters hanging. So those are a few of the things you want to look for: gutters hanging, what the yard looks like. So yeah, so we're gonna go around the neighborhood today and just point some houses out. Brett's gonna drive. I'm gonna record some video. We're gonna go live, so we're gonna try to answer some questions you guys have today. So we'll see you guys on the road. All right, so oh crap, what are we doing here? If you're driving for dollars, you need to have a radar detector.
You do. It's important because you have to get the properties quick, and the cops are gonna get you.
Yes, just don't burn out in people's front yards.
That would be bad. Hitting their mailbox is not a bad idea.
So where are we going right now, Brett?
We're going to a part of Henrietta. We're going to show you how to get properties on back roads like suburban streets. We're also going to show you how to get properties on main roads. I know that can be kind of intimidating, trying to take a picture of a home, write down a couple notes when it's on a main road and there's tons of traffic.
That's awesome. And again, we're just going to go back to the apps we use. There are paid apps. We're not suggesting that you go pay for an app right now if it's something you can't afford. But there is value in paying for something, and that's called convenience. You can have all your information in one place. It actually pulls up the owner's names. You can mail to them directly within those apps. Again, this costs money. We're trying to save you guys money so you can export that list. The fastest and cheapest way to get a hold of people is by doing what?
Calling them.
Cold calling them. So we're going to go through the software Brett uses, and how much is it per person per hit to get someone's phone number?
There's different services, so we use skip tracing. I use REI Skip, the one probably popularized by Maxwell.
Yep.
So it's 15 cents a hit, and I just do a bulk upload, and it's pretty cheap. You only have to pay for the ones where they actually get hits. I'm not saying it's always 100% accurate, because it's not. Sometimes you get their daughter's phone number, but it is still good, because what you can do from that, you might even get their work phone number. You can ask for them and be like, hey, we're just looking for the owner of this house. And
exactly. So sometimes you have to investigate deeper, and the truth is, guys, this isn't easy. And if you're willing to put in the time to do some investigating, that's how you find those discounted properties, is when you have to dig deeper, because some people are super lazy and they're not digging deeper to find the right person who owns those homes. So I'll give you an example of pricing. Skip tracing, you can find between 12 and 18 cents a postcard. It's going to cost you somewhere between 35 and 60 cents. Letters can cost up to 60 cents to $1. So we're trying to make this as cheap as possible for you. You can handwrite letters. Again, you have to take into consideration the postage on that. So Brett, let's get going, man.
Let's do it.
The one thing that stands out on this house the most is, again, this stuff is really hard to see from the camera. But the garage is in disrepair, is packed with stuff. It needs a new roof. The gutters are older. Again, the idea here, you can keep driving, Brett. The idea here is the more people you put down on a list, the higher percentage that you're going to find someone who's motivated to sell. So I would say if you're putting a list together, this house over here to our left, soffits need painting. The roof is super dingy. It looks like older cars are in the driveway, a boat's in the driveway.
That car looks like it's been something that has been touched.
Yeah.
That garage probably hasn't been opened since they're putting all their garbage in front of it.
That's a great point. Brett just mentioned, if you couldn't hear him, the garage is in front of the garage door. More than likely it's packed full of stuff.
Yep.
But the whole idea here, guys, is you want to put a list together minimally. I mean, to start marketing to a list, I'd say you should at least try to put a list together of, it's going to be a lot of work, but I'd say if you can do 400 to 500 people, that's a lot of driving. I think Brett's doing maybe 60 to 70 a week. 60 to 70 a week. Now, don't get discouraged if you don't get them. What I would do is, if you're starting to get nauseous, because if I do it individually, I have to look around, take a break. You have time, so, take an hour break and then go back out. And what I would also do is try to look up in target neighborhoods where we're going to have the highest chance of getting the homes, because you're going to be wasting time if you go to new developments, like I said. So going in these older neighborhoods, use your imagination. But there is a way to pinpoint things, because one of the programs that we use is called PropStream, and what you can actually do is you can pinpoint specific zip codes, and you can find properties with high equity, tax liens, all sorts of liens against those properties, and then you can filter those out, and then you can put that in the driving list that Brett mentioned. PropStream does cost money. It's about $100 or $130 a month. But again, how much time do you have? Do you value your time? Do you have extra money available to afford those things? Because they are going to help find and target properties that may have a higher percentage of owners who are motivated to sell on those.
Yep.
So being efficient, there's a ton of value in being efficient and saving time here. But if you have time and you can't afford those things, just get out and drive.
So it's a give and take, but make sure you bring value first.
Yeah, that's a great point, you guys. This relationship only works, and I don't mean to be so direct, but my time is valuable, and I coach people how to do this. I need to focus on my goals and my needs, and what I love to do is helping people. It's not that I don't want to help everyone, it's just that I have to find the time to do it. So let me give you a perfect example. When you invite someone out for coffee, you say, hey, I'd love to take you out for coffee. What you're saying is their time is only worth $4 or $5. Not every people think that on that deep of a level, but you wanna, if you do spend the time meeting with someone, like bring some type of value. Like say, hey, I'm working on these 5 properties. What do you think? Can we walk through them together?
Yeah.
And be open to doing joint ventures. So Brett is a lot smarter than I am. He's a data guy. He's a planner. And he's very process oriented, which I lack. So he is helping me with my processes, and that's where we're trading value. He's been coming on calls with me when we meet with sellers. We're sharing calendars, so every time, or he has the availability to get in touch with me every day, as well as come out on all the calls, and we go out on the calls. And for anyone getting started, if I had to put a price on that value, if he were to pay me to do that, it'd be a lot. It'd probably be like $15,000 to $20,000 for the year to do that, or maybe even more.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Well, thanks so much for watching, guys. Have any questions? You can reach out to me just at flip4freedom on Facebook or Instagram. I have a Facebook private group chat. I'd love to get people active in there asking questions. I will answer any questions within that group. We also have a luncheon meetup. So when this lockdown is no more, we'll be able to get together. Sorry, guys, for my phone ringing here. And I just answered it. I just hung up on Angel. Angel, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. So we want to get to a lunch meetup. If that's not possible, we're going to start doing some Zoom calls, some group chats. So stay tuned for those details as well. Thanks so much again. I appreciate your support, guys. Love you, and we'll talk to you later.
See you.